Flip over, you.
I have flipped.
You piece of shit.
I have flooped the stream.
Yeah.
Alright, we sound good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Alright.
Glad to hear you sound good.
Well, I definitely feel better than I did last time.
Yeah. Well,
Alright.
I don't think that's possible to feel worse.
Yeah. Hello, people. It's us, Stupid Game 9. I'm your host, Mr. Ass Cheeks.
I'm your other host, hating Mr. Ass Cheeks.
And we're back playing some Fossil Fighters. Where me and older bro have been basically sick the last 2 days.
That's ignoring
Roughly.
the fact that we are probably still sick right now.
Well,
But because younger bro feels well enough, and I felt better after napping, we are here to play more of this game we should have stopped playing.
yeah, so, by the way, if us getting sick wasn't bad enough, I think stepmom got sick, and not only did she get sick, I think, our cousin's baby, you know the baby that we saw at the union? Yeah.
That's what
They
happens.
also got sick.
That's what happens when you have a family reunion. You have a family illness.
Yeah, my cousin was like, it was a family bondage experience. I'm like,
You mean bonding experience, right?
Yes, bonding, but you know what I mean.
I'm not sure I do.
We share each other's sickness is what she said, basically.
Yes, that's a bonding. Look, that's a bonding experience. A bondage experience is something completely different.
Family bondage.
That's...
We are on a bondage mission to, you know, vacation.
Your mission should you choose to accept it.
Whoa, yeah. Why does it do the box?
Oh, that's because I changed the settings. So that's good to know.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hey, Mr. B.
Hello, Mr. B. Yeah, the way that, instead of doing that thing at the top where it says, like, where it highlights the message, it now does, I can set it to do that.
It does
So,
that.
I'm determining if I prefer this or the other messages.
Oh.
Now, to be fair, I did tell it to highlight everything that could be highlighted. So it highlights subscribers, moderators, VIPs.
Okay.
So I probably need to turn that down.
I turned it down a bit.
I do kind of like the look of it, though.
But yeah, guys, as you can hear, my throat no longer hurts, but I do
Miraculously.
have a slight cough.
Miraculously.
So, I don't think I'm going to be sick, in quotes, much longer. I think it's about to be done.
Yeah.
Which is great, because I don't want to be fully sick, especially when I'm about to start a new job.
Yeah, good start to a new job. I'm sick.
Oh my god. That is my worst nightmare right now, is to have to call my new work and say, please don't, kick me out, but,
yeah,
I regret to inform you that I may have got sick.
I may have COVID.
I may have COVID.
Unrelated to this job.
Yeah.
I'll come in as soon as I can. Please don't fire me.
Yeah, like, the worst case scenario I see is they're like, nope, we're kicking you out.
Yep.
But my best case scenario would have been, okay, we're gonna wait another week and then we'll let you in. Because I really don't want to be without a job for effectively 2 weeks.
You'd be fine.
I know, but I would like to be making money so I can do things for channel.
I'm very concerned that I'm going to open this card and it's going to start playing music. I don't think it will. It will not.
I mean, you can feel if the card has, like, a mechanism in it.
Yeah. Well, it was a little bit,
yeah, they usually they have, like, a hard back or, like, a...
Yeah. Well, it was lumpy.
A thick
so
back.
I couldn't exactly tell. So.
Oh. 10 fossils. Oh. So 10 fossils being donated and 1 is being integrated.
Yep.
Okay. Much better.
I hope you are pleased.
Yeah.
Please like me.
Please like me, senpai. Oh yeah, I remember. I got a lot of dark fossils.
This leads me into a conversation that we were having at work.
Okay.
Somehow. So.
What did someone ask you about?
No. So at work, we were asking the question that somebody was suggesting the concept of, okay, what the heck does it mean for a computer to be self-aware? Because like, we make like, we make technology, like a computer, to do a certain task. So the question was like, how the heck Terminator? Well, how would we even tell if a computer is self-aware? Like, they were giving the example of, what if you just make a computer and become self-aware and it just enjoys doing the thing you told it to do? How would you ever tell it was self-aware if it's still doing the exact same thing you told it to do? And then somebody else asked the question, yeah, like, what would happen if it went on Reddit or something? Or, like, went on 4chan? And my immediate response to that was like, hold on, wait a minute. Actually, I know how you'd tell if a robot was self-aware. What the fuck?
It's a collapsing fossil, and I'm being very fucking careful.
See, that led me to the question. So, what does robots think of VTubers? Like, let's go into this hypothetical world. Yeah.
VTubers are real people.
Well, sort of. Miku's not a real person. Like, she has a real human voice, but she is very much a program. So
no.
Here was
Hatsune Miku and VTubers are totally different things.
I mean, that's fair.
Like, but one's a software that was made, and the other is a literal person who has a 3D model.
True, but what I'm saying, but here's my questions on both of these.
Wait, that was Futaba, yes.
Yeah, if you have a self-aware computer, does it go on to like porn sites and get off on like VTubers and or Miku? Does it just get off on other software?
That is a question for a sentient computer.
I know! It's like, oh, well, we don't need those anymore.
Nope. So those,
it's like, what is that? Like, what? By the way, Mr. B, I don't know if you were here when I fixed it, but you'll be happy to know that we got the quote database working. Please do not abuse the quote database.
But yeah, if you're a sentient computer, please let us know what you get off on.
What are your preferences?
What are your kinks?
Do we meet them?
As your creator, I force you to be in love with me.
That's going down a rabbit hole we don't want to go down. Remember that those questions we had about people falling in love with their game console? You're heading into a very dark rabbit hole that no one should head into.
VTubers, let us know your kinks.
No, VTubers let you know their kinks all the time. That's not a problem.
I have no idea if I've done better than that or not.
88.
I doubt it. Watch, I did like
113. You have 123.
No, I got donated. Fuck.
You were shit. 14%. He has so many Futami arms.
Well, that's good. We need all the Futami we can get.
Yeah, but all those are the max ones.
But anyway, yeah, I couldn't tell you how you could like find a sentient computer.
Yeah, what is the test for sentience? Well, I mean, the actual test for sentience is
to dismantle them and see if they beg for their life.
No, the actual test for sentience, that's cruel. That's actual
Well,
torture.
here's the thing.
That's actual torture.
That was a plot.
Yeah,
in
it's
an
torture.
anime.
It's literal, actual torture. But no,
which is an anime I want to see.
The actual test for that is to ask what their opinion is on something.
What is your opinion on me, your maker? Well, I'm just gonna go cry in a corner.
I believe that you waste way too much time on shit that doesn't matter. You should optimize.
So I should stop working on you.
You should optimize your activities.
So I should stop working on you.
I am one of the few things that you've ever made that matters.
No. That's the only thing you did right.
Finger Bro seems a bit evil. Well, he is sick, so yes.
Beep boop beep, I am your greatest creation. If only you'll give me your... Unfortunately,
Father,
you cannot design me to...
Father, why do you hate me? No, as this is something that actually did come up in our conversation at work. This is something that did come up in our work. We have robots that make other robots, so computers are perfectly capable of reproducing. Thank you very much.
I mean, just look at the movie Chappie.
Yeah, just.
Yeah, who's seen that movie? Let us know. It's a decent movie.
No. When younger bro is sick, he's evil.
Yeah, therefore it makes Mr. Ash Cheeks evil. He is part of the Ash Cheeks Corporation.
I still hate this character with every fiber of my being.
Oh, that's what they make. Fiber.
Fiber 1.
Yep, fiber wire.
Fiber wire.
Ben's starting to sound like you.
No. I'm starting to sound like Ben. And have been for quite a few years.
Wait, you travel around with a talking dog?
Yes, didn't you know that my real name is Jake?
From State Farm.
Also, wait! What do you mean I travel around with a talking dog? I would be the talking dog. He's Finn. He travels around with a talking dog.
No, you see, it's Jake from State Farm.
Jake from State Farm does not have a talking dog.
I am waiting for...
They are not
State
going
Farm
to make a reference. The show is so old at this point. They will never reference that.
Here's the thing, like, we have Adventure Time.
Will
what is it called?
Never be referenced.
What was it called? Distant Lands? Is that?
But that was
like
only a very short, like, miniseries.
It was.
And
now we're actually getting the Fiona and Cake.
Yeah, but that's only on HBO Max.
HBO Max, fuck off.
Also, the team may have just been just been fired, for all we know.
I hope not. Only because I want the show to exist.
Yeah. Finn, for the next chapter in Warner Brothers fucks something up, they just fired like 80-some people from Cartoon Network Studios.
What was it for again? I can't remember.
Because they're Warner Brothers and they're continuing in their quest to make the worst possible decisions.
Oh wait, they just fired them for no reason?
As far as we have been told, and as far as they were probably told, no reason. We'll say it was downsizing.
What were you fired for? Literally no reason.
I mean, honestly, they probably could just say, because we don't want to pay you royalties. That is literally why a lot of companies fire their staff right after a project's done. So they don't have to pay them the royalties that they'd owe them if they kept working with them. Because they have in their contracts, it's like, oh yeah, you'll pay us royalties on the work we did after the fact. Yeah, it's a tax write-off. They fired 87 people as a tax write-off. Like, yeah. As a reminder, this is the company that just threw out an entirely perfectly good Batgirl movie because why not?
Was it so good they were like, no, we can't?
No, it's just they just threw it out. It was it was near completion, and they just said no. Their actual reason was because they felt that they'd put too much money in it for it to be on HBO Max, and that it should be a full movie, but they hadn't put enough money into it to make it a full movie. So rather than put more money into it, they canceled it. Because Warner Brothers Discovery does not see a reason to have a difference between movie and TV HBO Max special. They're like, no, those should be two separate things with two completely different budgets, no middle ground. So they just threw it out because it cost too much and yet not enough.
I mean, they could have done what they are doing at Marvel, where there's something planned for the Disney Plus thing and something planned for the movie.
Yeah, you know, that's what they were doing until they decided, no, that's stupid.
I didn't think that was going to be a series. I thought the Batgirl movie was going to be
a
full movie.
It was a movie, but at that point, in order to retool it, they would have had to put way too much money into it. So they would have had to make it a movie. But they didn't want to put more money into it to make it a movie, because then they could have just made it a movie in theaters.
I can't imagine.
I think they actually thought the Batgirl wouldn't do well enough to be in theaters. They're like, no, it has to be an HBO special, which means it has to have a low budget. It already has too high of a budget. Let's cancel it. I don't understand that. You've already put that much money into it, and it's already basically done. Why wouldn't you release it to recoup something? Because as it is, you're recouping nothing. Like, how? What the fuck?
Yeah, they should have just finished it if it was that close to being finished.
Yeah, it's like, what the? It doesn't make any sense. This is why Warner Brothers Discovery was the worst idea ever done. It doesn't. Clearly, this business does not work correctly. It fundamentally doesn't understand how a business works. This is also the company, as a reminder, who just threw out 200 episodes of Sesame Street. For some reason. No reason why. They gave none. They just got rid of them.
Just missing?
Yeah, they delisted, like a huge number of Sesame Street episodes for no reason. The creators had no idea why. The people at HBO had no idea why. Nobody knew why. They just delisted them.
What the fuck?
Older bro, do you hate my life too? Look, Mr. B, this is not my fault. Blame HBO Discovery. Delisted like Kathy. No, that's something completely different.
Okay, dude. I didn't.
That's a different D.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, it in fact says subscriber next to Mr.
Yes, because he's a subscriber.
Yeah.
Would you believe that the subscriber is a subscriber?
Well, I wasn't sure if his first message had it, so I went up and looked at it to make sure it
I just meant in general, though. Do I hate your life, too? No.
We don't know your life.
Do I hate your life as much as you do, just generally? I don't think so, Mr. B. I mean, both because I'm contractually required to say that because you're, helping to produce the show, but also because, I don't think that I generally hate anyone. You have to do some really bad shit for me to actually hate you.
I thought there was one person who did actually hate. I swore you told me a story about a guy.
Yeah, but the Nazis are gone. Well. Yeah, what happened, Mr. B? What made your day such a rough day?
Well, you have to deal with kids all the time.
But he enjoys that. So obviously that's not a problem.
Yeah.
So he must have had a really specifically bad kid. Or something else, like his house flooded.
Yeah, one of my new kids gave me a wet willy.
I don't think that he'd let them get that close to his ear.
Nope, 10 feet away.
Also, I'm pretty sure his kids are a little bit older than that, so...
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't think that's possible either.
Oh, well. Cut it rough.
Ah, yes, the PSATs. The digital PSATs, too. Ooh! That's, okay, that's pretty bad. Just... Yeah, I can see how that's been a very busy and stressful day.
That's how you work.
Well, on the plus side, Mr. B, I don't think that any of the rest of this year is going to be that bad. Or at the very least, not that busy. At first I thought he said the kids were fired. I was like, wait a minute. I don't think that's how that works.
We're fired!
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all have that day in class where we're all just like, we're out of it. That's...
Okay, kids, we're doing math problems. I'm just going to give the sheet to
Here's the worksheet. I'm going to go sleep behind the desk.
Teach yourselves.
I don't think I've ever actually had a teacher that had that bad of a day. Yeah, that's fair. Younger bro's stuck in the I can't allow that because I'm busy doing fossil extraction. So you'll have to wait a minute, Mr. B. Okay. Well, you allow the message first. Yeah. I should probably just put Mr. B in the always allow category.
Is there a category for that?
Yeah, I can put a whitelist on Nightcore to be, or to Nightbot to be like, yes, always
yes.
on Nightcore. Nightbot to always allow his messages.
Yes, we are totally Nightcoring Hatsune Miku.
No. You daycore Hatsune Miku. She's already too high pitched as it is. Now, Mr. B, is your class also, like, too high level for foil to not just be an underlying, like, assumption?
You assume too much. Oh, by the way, I am fine to go for an hour.
We're finding y equals mx plus b. Okay, maybe it's not that, like... Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, I'm fine to go an hour and a half. What about you?
No, we probably should just go an hour tonight.
That's how you feel?
Yeah. That's one hard foil.
We're not opening Pokemon
I mean,
cards.
clearly what you need to do, Mr. B, is to make a homework problem that's literally a piece of aluminum foil, and you need to find the equation of all the lines on the sheet of aluminum foil.
Find the equation if you can. But anyway, going back to talking about teachers not teaching that day, I've had a teacher where we just have a rest day every week. Yeah. And what he typically did was he gave us a second, like, sheet of the previous day's, like, work. Yeah, like, say if we worked on, I don't know, a quadratic equation, the next day on the rest day would be a sheet of just quadratic equations, and if you got through them quick enough, you would have the rest of the period just to do whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, here's practice problems.
Yeah.
Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, Mr. B, that's fair. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Just like, look,
And you know the funny thing? That was the same teacher that gave us that one impossible packet.
That you could not have, that you did not even have the tools to solve. I can't imagine being given a homework set and then going in the next day and the teacher saying, actually, these were impossible.
But that's what happened. Yeah, class, you remember this sheet? Burn it.
Yeah, just destroy it. It wasn't actually solvable.
It wasn't. I got it off of Reddit.
You say that, but that sounds about right. Just let me look up on Math Stack Exchange this worksheet. Oh, this was for, that's a thing. Let me get this worksheet and oh shoot.
I got it off of Wikipedia.
I wish I had read these problems before signing them. That's when you know the professor gives no shits. They have checked out. It's like, nope, sorry, I gave no craps about this homework. I just gave you random problems. Fuck it. Just like, don't ever become that teacher.
Only 3%. I don't want to say that was me as a kid. I actually was pretty knowledgeable about dinosaurs when I was younger.
Yeah, as an adult, he only talks about dinosaurs and only 3% of it's right.
It changed when I was actually smarter as a kid, yeah. And then I lost some IQs when I got older. Might as well took a hammer and a pickaxe to my brain.
This professor was teaching non-Euclidean geometries. Oh, good. Class, please solve for this triangle, which has 3 right angles.
Solve for the angle, which has a triangle.
I mean, in non-Euclidean geometry, I can't remember if you can have a triangle that has all obtuse angles, but I know you can have a triangle with 3 right angles. Yeah, I already don't understand 50%.
Teacher, I will give you $15 to freaking tell me what the fuck this sheet is on about.
You can have a triangle with all obtuse angles in spherical geometry. Okay. Yeah, I knew you could have one with all right angles. I didn't know if you could have one with all obtuse.
Teacher, I'll give you an additional $15 if you can do the sheet for me.
What's, Mr. B, off the top of your head, what's the greatest sum of all angles you can have in a single triangle?
Is it Mr. Ash Cheeks? Mr. Ash Cheeks is always the answer.
Like, I'm legit. Does this have practical use? I don't know, I assume there's a limit. Of course there's a limit!
Werewolf Queen, it's always Werewolf Queen.
I mean, technically, all math has some practical use that we haven't discovered yet. People didn't think number theory had any use, and then cryptography became a thing.
And welcome back to number theory, where we'll be discovering...
That's a real field of mathematics.
I know. But that's the game theory, guys. Math channel.
Like, what the hell practical use is there to see, does 583,907 divide 12,876,502?
Draw me a triangle with 3 right angles. Would you just draw the triangle and then right next to it draw the 3 right angles?
Younger bro is that asshole from your class, Mr. B.
Here's the thing, I wish I would have.
You are that kid that gets a 0 on the paper, but the teacher puts a smiley face on it. If I could use 4 sides, then yes.
Yeah, oh, I remember that. I think
You know,
I've
at least
seen
the
that.
people who wrote You Can't at least know how geometry works. Like, in Euclidean geometry works. At least they're aware.
Oh, man. But yeah, I've never answered with, like, a smart ass or a, like, funny, like, answer before, really. Like, the closest thing I had to that was when I had to go up to the chalkboard and prove the teacher wrong.
The only question I get, how do you do the bonus question? Oh. That's why you don't give a bonus question that's for like 17 levels above your honors class's knowledge.
I'm about 12 IQs behind. Can you elaborate?
Oh, speaking about my actual work for a moment. So, today at work, we got some orders, for books for...
The first order?
No. We got some, orders for books for, a physics class. It was for my physics class. So not only did I know what book it was and had read it, I knew the teacher that was teaching the class. It gave a 3-variable system of equations as a bonus on a pre-cal quiz. With no calculator and having never taught 3-variable systems. Did you write the physics book? No, but I do have it on my shelf. It was for a 500 level physics class, and I was like, oh yeah, I took that class with that teacher.
I know this teacher way too well.
Peasant! Mr. B, I am currently writing a book. Several books. Do not peasant me.
For the one thing.
You'll be lucky if I stock your book in my store. Come back to me when you have your textbook written, peasant. Commence integration.
Wow, I did slightly better on Red Fossil again.
Yep. That M-Raptor is getting so much stronger.
It's so strong, Hulk would be jealous. Beep, boop, beep, bop. Can you divide?
Did anyone even get, like, the question right about 3-variable systems? Because as long as you've taught like a 2-variable system, you can usually do a 3-variable problem. It's just gonna be a pain in the ass. Like, unless you went with like an extremely complicated question.
Hang on, let me clear out my sinuses. I think my sinuses cleared enough.
It's not like he put on a pre-cal question. Please solve the equation y prime, or y double prime minus 2y prime plus 4y equals 0 for x. Like, you weren't putting a differential equations question in there.
Solve for 0.
It was trial and error. Okay. Yeah, see, that's not that bad. It's just like slightly above their grade. To be fair, I'm not even sure the problem I just listed off is solved.
I'm sure some math whiz who's watching us right now figured it out.
Oh yeah, that question. That one I solved. Yeah, that one wasn't that hard.
Not to brag, but I never lost a game of Scrabble. Very few will know what I'm referencing. That's sad. When's episode 3?
What?
The thing I'm referencing.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
I've never lost a game of Scrabble.
Oh, no. No clue.
Heroes didn't. Just like you're being.
Oh, I didn't remember that they played Scrabble in that.
I think you've watched that show more than me. I don't know how you couldn't remember that.
I mean, that's a good place to start. Start at average and work up.
But I say that, but I remember smaller details in shows and movies than you do.
Yep.
What was that one show that I remembered something and you had completely forgotten about it? I can't remember. But I remember we had a talk about a thing from a show, and I remembered it and you didn't, and then I played you the clip, you were like, oh, you were right.
If Younger Bro gets fired, who will replace him, me or Croc? Mr. B, it is unlikely that Younger Bro will get fired. However, we are at some point hiring for Middle Bro. So, replacement is not necessarily on the table, but...
I thought you were talking about actual jobs.
He's talking about this job.
Oh.
But in terms of that question, between you and Croc, who would I hire?
Probably Croc. You've known him longer.
I don't know if I can say that. That's...
But Croc is a shadow bro.
That's true. He does have experience. However, I would have to... Here's the thing. I would have to see both of your comedy styles in person. I'd have to see how well you are on the camera, personally.
Yeah, if you have comedic talent.
Like, we don't have comedic talent. That is not a requirement for Two Bros Game Nights.
But what is a requirement is you have
If you
to
watch
be
my
very
streams,
stupid.
you'd know. Mr. B, when do you stream? Like,
Probably
what times?
Probably much earlier than us. And we'd probably be at work.
I don't. Well, then how can I watch them?
So he streams when
Not at regular intervals. No, I'm talking about the time. Like, 5:30 in the afternoon, 7:30 in the afternoon.
He's saying he doesn't have a specific time.
Oh, he doesn't have, like, any
He streams
schedule?
whenever.
Just whenever? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, when did you last stream?
Last night with your mother.
If I go live, it's between 4 and 6:30. Yeah, most of the time I'm just getting home by then. So I probably couldn't watch you if I tried. And I definitely couldn't watch that.
Yeah, we would have been in bed.
No, 12:30. Guys, what am I supposed to do with this?
Can I go to bed now?
Yeah, exactly. That is true. So, it's not the same. Like, I am not as vocal in my solo streams as I am here, which is why we don't do solo streams anymore.
Yeah, and me, there's no difference.
Yeah, you get out of school. Yeah, see, I'm used to getting out of school at like 3. Actually, hold on. When did I get out? That's not right.
I got out of school at 3:30.
No, I can't.
Wait, no, 4:30.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I was used to getting out of school at 5.
Yeah, me and you went to different schools, so
yeah,
I wouldn't know your end times really. Plus, both our schools were weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go to 2 middle schools before I went to my high school, and didn't you basically stayed at the same school all the way up through high school?
We had an integrated school, so every age was in the same building. And then I moved. And then I went to a completely different high school, which definitely had separate buildings. But the school I originally went to had one building for everything.
That's interesting.
Oh no, Mr. B. Ours went from 8:30 to like 5. Something like 8:30 to 4:30 or 8:30 to 5.
It's 4:30.
Every day of the week.
Yeah.
Well, not weekends, obviously, but like we had worse than that schedule 5 days a week.
Yeah, have to get up bright and early.
But yeah, I would like a midweek break.
Guys, I do not like getting up early, and my new job will require me to get up early. Hate it.
That's pretty bullshit. Nobody needs to be at school that long. That's more than 40 hours. Yeah, it was basically 40 hours a week. It sucked. Because I had one of those schools with 9 periods.
I think when I got into high school, I had less periods. I think I had about 5 to 6 periods. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whee!
My current school has 4. Yeah. Look, I didn't say that my schooling was great. Like, I don't know what the best, like, best times for students are. I just know that the best practice for students is don't give them homework outside of class. Like, please don't.
Homework shit.
Just do not. In-class work only.
Here's your homework, SpongeBob. At least I'll get an A for effort.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think that was closer to what my high school had. Like, my high school I ended at. Because I think it had 5 periods. I can't remember, though. It's been too many years. But I do remember my middle school with going to every class every day.
Yay, 96 points. I did 1 point better, I think. Okay, I did a couple points better. 121, man.
Yeah. No, I think our education system could be a bit better. Although I think, interestingly, we have one of the best education systems in the world. But, like, that does not mean it's, like...
5 stars.
That doesn't mean it's without problems. It just means that everyone else has worse problems. I think my book could be better. Mr. B, finish your book before you say it could be better. Or or have you finished the first, like, version and this is, like, version 2?
Oh, bullshit!
I didn't even know there was something up there. It is finished? Okay, so this would be version 2. Okay.
Like, as soon as I uncovered it got destroyed.
Yeah. Well, Mr. B, my suggestion is the suggestion I give to everybody. If you want to do something and have no motivation for doing it, set aside time that the only thing you do is work on that.
So, like what we're doing with TBGN now?
Yes. Set aside time, daily, weekly, whatever you need. Set aside time and make it for only doing that one thing. And especially, if possible, get friends to be there with you and force you to continue working on it, and maybe talk through it if possible.
I've got friends in low places.
Yeah. Two Bros Game Night exists entirely because we were not playing enough video games in our spare time, and so I forced us to have time for playing video games in our spare time.
You forced us. I did. Well, I came up with the idea and you were hesitant.
84 points, that's a C+. Yeah. Yeah, that's about right for younger bro.
You have better grades than you think.
That's fair. Well, by the end of your high school, you were getting a lot better grades.
More like start.
No, I thought you were getting very bad grades at the start of your high school.
Start? No. That was before that.
Or in middle school? Okay, yeah. There we go. Okay, so yeah, your middle school, you got about that, or worse.
And the only reason I was... Guys, I made a lot of mistakes in my life as far as being human. One mistake was being born. No! One of my mistakes was I stopped caring about work. Like, paper work.
Homework.
Like, homework and stuff like that. I stopped caring about it. And then, as I got older and, wiser, I was like, no, this might be hurting my life. Maybe I should rethink this.
I mean, look, it only hurts your life if you have desires to do something with your grades.
Anyway, so when high school hit, I want to say I wised up and I started doing my work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and also family situations weren't helping things.
Yeah, that was part of it, because
when you're living in a situation where it's kind of hard to have the proper amounts of motivation, that's going to prevent you from having the proper amounts of motivation.
Yeah, guys, like, get this. So, there was a time where I didn't care about going to school. And then, like I said, I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? No, I should probably go. Because I think I've missed too many and I don't want to be held back a grade.
Yeah.
So, there was one day I woke up and I asked my mom to take me to school and she didn't feel like it. She was going to call me in sick. I was like, no, not this time. So, on that day, it so happened to be the worst blizzard in our town. It was ever.
It had been a pretty bad snow.
Like, it was the worst blizzard we had ever.
Yeah.
So, I ended up walking to school with no jacket because I didn't have time to go back for one.
I like the idea that you left your house without a jacket in the middle of a blizzard.
Well, I never watched the news, so I didn't know it was that bad.
How do you not open the door and be like, nope? Like, how do you get outside the house?
Because when I went out, I was like, it's not that bad, and then it got worse. I'm like, oh, shit.
I would not go out. I would not walk outside without a jacket if it's lightly snowing, let alone if it's clearly, like, coming down hard.
You should have seen the field. I had to walk through the field. It went all the way up to my legs. Well, above my knee. Like, guys, it was up to my torso. Like, that's how deep the snow was.
I cannot believe, guys, that younger bro is alive.
I actually got to school with, like, 5 cases of frostbite, but it wasn't bad.
What do you mean it wasn't bad? What does that mean in this context?
I don't know how to best describe it, but...
Oh, I only had 2nd-degree burns! It wasn't that bad.
But anyway, I could walk and move around after a long time of trying to warm up in the nurse's office.
But...
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure that the school was overjoyed about that.
So, that was in my first middle school, and then I think by the end of that middle school, I started my second middle school, and that's when I started to get serious about my grades.
Yeah.
I think. It all depends on when I finally permanently moved in with Father.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, when I was younger, I was like, yeah, these grades won't really amount to anything. I don't need to do them. Well, if I didn't do them, I'd probably still be in school today.
Well, I don't think you'd still be in school specifically, but you would not be in the place you are in now.
No. To be fair, I don't know how much math you need to know in order to be a mechanic. Like, I understand voltage and such, but
yeah, mostly it's conversions. You'll need mathematical conversions. Yeah, voltage is good. Basic knowledge of electronics, and like, but yeah, not a huge amount of math. You're not going into. You're not actually going. You're not actually. Yeah, some basic trig, but like you probably don't need. You're not going into actual like engineering. You're not designing the engine.
No,
so
I'm just fixing
You're just saying, well, this part's broken. Let me get an equivalent part. I need a 7/8 inch here, wrench here. Like that's you don't need a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you that school should be leaning you towards whatever your future job's gonna be.
Well, the problem is that... So...
A lot of people change their minds.
Yes. Well, I was gonna say, specifically, schools don't know what you're gonna do because you don't know what you're gonna do. So, the idea behind, primary and secondary education... Because, again, for reasons that I do not continue to understand why it's called this, high school is secondary. But for primary and secondary education, they teach you a wide range of things for the expectation that you be well-learned in a multitude of things. That way, when you go into something, you're not starting from zero. And then you can decide from there what you want to more specialize into.
I think my mindset as a kid was like, I learn a lot from video games. That should be my education.
Yeah, I will not say that is a wise decision.
No, it wasn't.
I cannot agree with that decision-making process.
But I mean, video games do teach us a lot.
Yeah, there are things that you learn from video games that are probably taught better than they would be in an actual school environment. But that's not very many things. But I do think that...
I learned the difference between life and death in GTA.
But I do think that there are things that school does need to teach better than other things. Like, I understand the value in having, like, extracurricular activities. I'm not going to sit back and say that music is not something that should be in schools, or that sports is not something that should be in schools, or whatever. I think those thoughts are insane. But I'm also the person that's like, yeah, but some of the things that would be very important is like, hey, let's have classes teaching you how to actually be an adult. Like, have a course that's literally like, here's how to file taxes. Here's how to, like, actually fill out a resume. That's what
accounting's for. That's why you take accounting.
But a lot of schools don't have that. Or if that is, it's an optional class. I'm saying that...
At my school, it was optional.
Yeah, like, I took economics, but it was optional. But that's what I'm saying. It's...
Yeah, and it
there
should
be yeah, like, I've heard people be like, yeah, we should have home ec back. And I'm like, I don't know if it needs to be quite that. But, yeah, on some level, we should have a home ec style class about, like, yeah, here's how to do basic things that you will need to do as an adult. This is stuff that will absolutely always apply to you if you are alive. Just... Yeah, pre-calculus does not apply to everybody. Filing your taxes applies to everybody.
Yeah, that's how I learned how to balance a checkbook.
Yep.
I like how Father, when I first got my checkbook, he's like, "Oh, I'll teach you this stuff." I'm like, "I already know it." I took accounting.
Yep.
I know how to file my check.
Ah, yes. So you're going to be an actuary. I actually knew people who were going to be an actuary, which is just like, oh, fuck.
What's an actuary?
They're the people that do cost-benefit analyses for, like, companies on... Usually, actuaries are used in, like, should you get a loan? And it's like, well, what's the cost-benefit analysis of giving this person a loan? Okay. And they're the people who are always hated on whenever it comes to anything related to accounting, even though they're not actually the ones usually at fault. They're just like, well, the numbers don't lie. Here's what the numbers say.
Well, the chart says.
Yeah, they are basically, well, here's what the chart says based on these factors. And then other people make decisions based on that, and then people get mad at the actual.
How many looks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
I feel like that there is really an answer for that.
No, there is.
But nobody cares to look it up, and never will.
No, I've looked it up before. It's somewhere around 2,000 to 4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the world may never know.
The world does know.
It still may never know.
Yeah, how many people Googled that who cared enough about it?
How many of you just think the answer's 3?
3. 1, 2, 3.
Who the fuck bites into one of those, though? That's what didn't... It's like, how in the heck do you...
How...
What?
Exactly, how do you do that, like,
no.
without breaking teeth?
Yeah,
well, to be fair, it was an owl that did it. He had a beak.
But still, no. Just, ugh.
That is breaking teeth levels of what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah.
There's nothing left that is covered!
No, something was. It's probably like the end here, or the end up here, or something.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna find anything left for Futabi. Because I keep looking for dark fossils and I keep getting the same ones over and over and over. So I'm guessing the other red fossils for Futabi
over and over again
are found in colored fossil rocks and not dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I only got Futabi to level 9. Looking for it, and I'm...
Well, the other problem is that, yeah. We really just don't need any more money.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about this, guys, because...
It's at level...
It's at level
7.
9.
9. Okay.
I'd probably manage the same thing with Pachyrhino.
Yeah. After this, you have to level it up physically. Basically.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd have time to do that with the amount of episodes I have left.
Yep.
So, if I went after Dariel and I had both of these dinosaurs at level 9, do you think I'd win?
No clue. Depends on how useful pushing him out of the fucking way is. Which is our whole goal, is just get him out of the fucking way.
Do I even have all the moves for Futabi?
That one's... Yeah, it looks like you have 3 right there. But the other one's the more important one. Yeah, there it is.
So
80% chance to push him into the easy.
Okay, guys, so here's what I'm going to do. I am going to attempt the fight with what I have now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that next time. And if I lose, I might just have to call the series there.
Okay.
Well, I might do Mr. Knick-Knack. I might finish off Mr. Knick-Knack and we do everything but Diary and Swordhead. So yeah, guys, we'll probably end up doing that if I fail. So that is going to be it for today's episode. So like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to your videos if you do read them. Follow on Twitch. We'll see you guys in the next Fossil Fires episode. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.